enough. Then he's like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
David, when I chuckle, what I'm trying to say is that, of course, you can pull it in any way, in any direction. And I do enjoy calling you from time to time. And you're a rare gem in a world full of,
Thank you.
People that don't know how to read. So you have a certain quest for truth and for you have a passion in the right direction, which is rare and a certain sense of, especially for my friends my age.
Thank you.
So I'm very happy that we speak. I'm very happy that we have time to talk about high quality conversations and the ancients provide. But I'm just saying that when I see like reverse psychology, emotion, I know like what the answer to that is. There's only one fix in my mind, and that fix is, oh, David, right now. Well, that's just the way I see it.
Okay. Good enough. Thank you for the compliment, and I do agree with you. And it is as I'm sure you have experienced, it's a very lonely place to be. Where, how do I phrase it? Where there's nobody that you can speak to, because either you detect that they're a little wacky, but you don't want to say, hey, you're a little wacky, because you actually like them. But it doesn't eliminate the fact that they're a little wacky. They don't understand. They don't read. They don't think. They react. They're wounded. They're damaged. On and on. So thank you for that comment.
And David, at your age, I mean, you have a lot of experience, but I can imagine that you're not exactly looking to, restart the whole empire.
Restart the whole empire.
Like, you don't have that like testosterone blitz.
What do you mean?
That teenagers have, or when they're starting out their life. You already got married. You already have kids. You already been there, done that.
Right.
You gave a good, tens and tens of years to all these, business endeavors that you were involved in, et cetera, et cetera. So, I can imagine that there's a kind of perspective of how you look at the world.
And then I made a huge,
like a wise.
Then I
like a wise man.
I don't want to call it a mistake. But then 1.7 years ago, lying on my bed, I actually said, seriously, in my inner world, God, can I be your friend? And I'll say all hell broke loose. Oh, you're going to be my friend, son. And the rest has been a nightmare for me. Truly. A nightmare. And I've already been through nightmares when I was with Neil for 10 years. That was a fucking nightmare. But I never dreamed that at my age I would be in this position. Never. But nonetheless, here I am. Here I've been. And the YouTube that I made was sincere, in that my experience with Jewish rabbis, forget about it. They don't want to hear it. And then, as I stated, that Ezekiel 3 came about from Susan, a gal that just appeared out of nowhere, and she dropped that to her. And Susan, I didn't just pull that out of my ass, Jeremiah 3. Susan delivered that to me, and I thought, oh my God, that is exactly what I have been experiencing. Obstinate. We don't want to hear it. And it's weird, because I only post mostly 99% on Mashiach, MONMA YouTubes. And I think to myself, that's why I made that other video. Man, oh man, I pity the fool. Whoever Mashiach is, I fucking pity him. Because of what I've experienced with the tools that I look at, and I go, well, all these unifying tools are all here.
I think the light is too bright for most people. That you see that after Moses came down from the mountain, he had to cover his face, because people were saying there's light coming out of your face and it's too bright. We can't look at you. So he had to walk around with something covering his face.
Well, what did he do?
And I think that that's also an allegory. He had like a cloth covering his face. Like imagine like the Arabic headgear, but like in the front as well, because his face was literally shining light because he held onto the throne. It says that when 40 days and 40 nights he did not eat, he did not sleep,
Right.
he did not drink.
Right.
He was up on the mountain talking to God and arguing the case to God that the Jewish people deserve the Torah.
And they all knew
not
that.
the angels of glory. The angels of glory wanted the Torah. And Moses had to prove them that the Jewish people should get it.
Did they
the whole thing about it. They wanted to kill him.
Did they all know where he was and what he was doing, sir?
The children of Israel, yes.
All right, and so this is a perfect, relevant example that you just broached with Moses. And I would suggest that it's relevant because it's happening right now. I'm not Moses, but while he's up there doing his mission for his people, what are they doing in his absence? Tell me.
Well, in the beginning they were waiting, but then one day that he was supposed to come back, and they miscalculated one day, and that was it. The naysayers said, "Oh, he's never coming back. He's dead," and the devil made a mirage in the sky. The Malach HaMavis, the Satan, made a mirage in the sky, and they saw Moses lying on a bed, and he's like, and that confirmed smoke and mirrors. That confirmed
right. They lost faith. They lost
their
faith.
narrative, and the weakest everything breaks at the weakest point, and the weakest link in the Jewish nation at the time was the Arab Rab, which were the Egyptians that tagged along.
Right.
And they right away stuck their hands right into their bags, pulled out some idol worship, got to work doing magic and witchcraft.
Man.
And just bowing down to idols and doing exactly the opposite of what Hashem wants.
They lost faith.
And Moses, in order to right away.
That's right.
And Moses, in order to restore order, had to smash the luchos, the Ten Commandments. He had to smash them, and then he had to go back and get another.
As a Christian, that is a very, very dramatic occurrence and story. I'm talking as a Christian. I broached it. I said, "Well, what were they doing when he was on his mission?" And he comes down, and he's so angry because they're lost, because he maintained faith. He's up there doing the deed for them. And no good deed goes unpunished. You just mentioned that. You were trying to do a good deed, as I am, as we are. And what do we get in return? We're sincere.
Actually, God told them, go back down. They're sinning. Like they were having a good chat. They were living it up.
You had once mentioned to me, and I took it to heart, that David, the Jewish people are, I'm paraphrasing, they're just so wounded. They're so paranoid. They're so just beside themselves. My God, what the hell? And that is, I'm going to say, cause for what I've experienced. If you had been me on my laptop and you just post, and it's innocuous posting. It's not you mother effers and blah, blah, blah. It is promoting you, promoting the Jewish faith, adding a little spice of Moshiach, but not saying, I am or he is or we are, just totally innocuous information. And not only have I gotten over and over again you should consider what you're posting. It might break the TOS of YouTube. I've ignored it. I've ignored it at the risk of being banned, and it apparently is just when they click, report this poster. And I haven't been banned, but they're reporting me, and every single one of them, except for you, has deleted. And that is a hard heart. That is obstinate. That is. You're gone. You're reconnecting. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to hang up and call you back. See if we can reestablish. Okay, that's gone. Let's try it from this side. Reestablish connection. Josef Edery, and we will make the call now. Here we go. I guess that's going to do it. Okay, well, there it is. I guess you had to go. Are you there? Nope. You're in control, Papa. You there? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, lost you for about a minute. It's been 60 seconds I lost you. I was at the point where I was saying the psychological understanding which you have shared about the woundedness of the Jewish people, and it's just so it's so understandable, man. But what if that psychological wound, Your Honor, is precluding them from their own redemption? What about that? And I can see overlay that with narcissism. You know, if I come into a woman's house in good faith and love and in kindness and support and sacrifice, and she has been wounded and lashes out and attacks the very person that wants to help her from Yahweh, the very person that she wrote down 102 adjectives of what she was looking for. But like, I will say, like you, so wounded in childhood at your formative ages that there's a defense mechanism that nobody's getting through. Or very few, or it's almost impossible because of the frontal cerebral part of the mind is shut down. So is the frontal cerebral portion of the Jewish people shut down to where they can't even accept information, knowledge that they're looking for? I mean. You're dealing with this. You don't even share with me, nothing of what you have to do with out and about during the day. But I know you're dealing with this. Go ahead.
I could say that there's a few things that come to play in this category of discussion. Some people don't trust other people, and there's different levels to this as well. There's hundreds of thousands of people, if I'm not mistaken, in the United States that live off grid. They don't trust the government. They're completely out of the system.
Yes.
They don't carry papers. They have a license plate when they bought the car, but
sovereign citizen. Yep.
100%. So, and you'll find that in every country. Many people that, for the better or for the worse, decided that the matrix is rigged against them to a point where they're not interested in playing along. And now you might have some of them that are in debt. You might have some of them that just made a decision. We're not supporting whatever the heck the government is.
Right.
And the Jewish people have been broken because they've suffered a lot collectively.
Yeah. Yes.
To the point where they were even debating if they should continue to hold their identity, because if your identity costs you your life.
Huh. If your identity costs you your life and it stopped. Well, let's stop it there. If your identity costs you your life, I think Yahweh stopped that right there. That has never happened before. What can you say? Thank you, Your Honor. If your identity, Jewish identity, costs you your life, there's the issue. Wow.